Besides yourself, who's your toughest critic? Who's the guy who's the person who's going to like really be hard on you besides yourself?
Yeah, I think Gase. Gase is definitely my hardest critic. Dowell's,
like that, obviously.
yeah, Dowell's up there too.
Is he?
Dowell can be a harsh critic, but that's what they're paid to do, man. They're paid to get me right and to make sure that I'm right every single play. And if I'm not, they're going to let me know about it. But again, most of the time, I'm pretty hard on myself. I think in the best way. I'm still learning how to deal with stuff internally. But I'm definitely pretty hard on myself. So Dowell and Gase don't really have to get on me as much as they would have thought maybe. But if I do make a mistake and I felt like the receiver could have run a better route, or the lineman could have blocked a little bit better, then Gase and Dowell will get on me and be like, no man, you got to make the right decision. That's not their fault. So Dowell and Gase do a really good job of that.
I was reading this article about you, and in the article it said when you were 12 years old, you were in a rec basketball game.
Yeah.
And you got in the car and you were crying, and your mom's like, what's the matter? He's like, Coach yelled at me, I didn't make those free throws. And your mom's like, talk to the coach. Say you don't like to be yelled at. 10 years later, Adam Gase is like, I can be harder on him.
Yeah.
What has changed between that 12-year-old Sam to now?
I think for me, well, first of all, I was probably a little kid, very immature.
Well, you were 12.
Exactly.
But,
so I think for me, like, my parents were always kind of hard on me, but in the best way. They were very, disciplined. They made sure discipline was going to be one of my good traits, growing up as a kid. And for me, if I screwed up, they let me know. And whether it was not being allowed to play video games or not being allowed to go outside and play with my friends, they really had strict rules. And I think for me, understanding that and growing up in that environment, it allowed me to come into a work environment like this and understand when Coach Gase or Dowell gets on me, or even the other quarterbacks, if they get on me about missing a read or doing something the wrong way, it just kind of clicks for me. It kind of, I'm just like, oh man, I shouldn't be doing that. And that's, I think, just so many reps of, I guess, getting yelled at as a little kid. But I got used to it. And I think that's one of the best ways that I learn is when someone gets on me, and when someone yells at me, because I think it kind of lights a fire under me.